No
No
countdown
countdown
again.
again. Look at
I
that. All
forgot
right.
again. All right. All right. Well, welcome everybody to episode 352 of the Civil War podcast. I'm your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. And with Valentine's and romance in the air, we decided to pick the most depressing horror love story maybe of all time. Next to
Yeah.
like possibly Dracula. I don't know.
We were looking to do, what were we looking to do? We realized we'd already done it like in episode 35 or
Oh,
something.
Valentine. Yeah, we thought like
Yeah, Valentine, the old Valentine from 2001, I think. 2001.
yeah, I think 2001, yeah.
So, yeah, I was just looking for like Valentine related movies and we saw that Shudder had this one that looked kind of romantic.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to say the
Yeah.
least. We'll talk about
This is
that
being
soon.
weird to talk about. It's a very interesting film, but you know
Yeah.
it's growing on me actually. It's weird. I don't know why, but
No,
we'll
I
get into
liked
that.
it. I liked it.
Yeah,
I will say though, it's a little more. I guess it's a little more adult. I know we try to keep this podcast pretty PG.
yeah.
This movie is a little more adult than our normal fare. So take that as a warning. Although we're not going to talk about anything explicit or anything.
No,
It's
but I
just
mean, I will say there's a lot of boob in it.
a lot of boob, a lot of boob. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
naked in it, but but it's weird. It's like it's some people will say it's like it'll be like, well, that's gratuitous, but it kind of like fits the plot, and I mean, so it's like it's weird. It's like you don't like. I wouldn't say you don't notice it because you notice it, but yeah, it's hard to explain. But anyway, we
yeah.
should name the movie. It's Nina Forever, which is on Shutter now. Which I heard about it when it came out. It came out a while ago.
It was
Um,
2015, I think.
yeah,
It's been quite
2015,
a
and
while.
yeah. So, but I'm like, oh, you know what? You know what? I realized I never watched it, and it came out around the same time as uh, Life After Beth. Like it was like a weird time for like scorned ex-girlfriend zombie
Yeah, there's a
films.
lot of movies coming out like that.
Yeah, so it's like I think I just might have missed it thinking I saw it, but I'm kind of glad we saw it because but we'll talk about it as we get once we get into the main part of the episode. But I did enjoy it and it's kind of growing on me by every day because I think I watched it a couple times to to prepare and I feel like I understood a lot more what they were trying to get with this movie.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll get it to that right after our first chop. All right, Brian. So I wore my red shirt today because Red Tim is on the air, but I'm gonna let you do your go through your first chop stuff first
Yeah, I don't want to
before we get
start
to
with
that.
Red Tim. Red Tim is never a
No,
good starting place for an
no.
episode. But yeah, no, now I think I may watch this because I'm still needing to see this. I think I may make that the movie I watch right after this episode because I got to see what infuriated Tim to this level. Not, it sparked a whole discussion in our our text feed today. But I'll talk about something positive, a movie that I absolutely loved because as you know, I'm a huge found footage fan.
Yep, as
Um,
we both are.
yeah, as we both are. And I like a certain type of found footage more than others. I love when there's like a cryptid or a creature or something they're hunting specifically. And I like when they build it also into the plot so it's not like the one thing that drives me crazy in a found footage film these days is when you're watching it and someone keeps going saying, "Why are you recording this? Why are you recording this?" I can't enough already. We get it. But this one, it's all about recording because they're on the hunt for a wolf man and which already like that plot point is like I don't know if you guys are pet owners. You know when a dog hears the word like TREAT, and I'm spelling that out because if Obi hears it, he's gonna run in here.
Yeah.
Uh, their ears perk up. That's what like happens to me when I hear like a movie like that. Anyway, it's called the Fairfield County Four, based in a real area of Connecticut, which I've been to actually. I haven't been to any of the spots in the film, but growing up on the East Coast, I've definitely been to this area. And it's a found footage movie. I mean, we're starring Joe Bob and our friends, the show, Celeste Blandon and Jake Cabronica, which we had on discussing the movie The Hoodoos, which also just got, I should have put that in the rundown, just got its first official trailer today. Or it might have been yesterday, but I saw it today, so definitely go check that out also. But Jake and Celeste are in this. They both are part of the little four person film crew that goes out to look for this werewolf legend in the town. And I don't want to spoil anything specific. I just will say though, it's like if you like found footage movies, this one is like one of those ones that like just I don't know, to me hits perfectly. Hits all the points I love. Like, they got the they do it in a way where it's like you learn as it goes on without it making it like too obvious. Like they build it into the plot really well. Like, oh, let's go meet with the mayor, and then the mayor, you can, like, you sense how the mayor might be covering up something. So it's really cool. And Jake and Celeste are awesome in it. Also stars Erica Fett, and which I know does a lot of cryptid stuff. And actually, she's hosting the new Frogman movie, which is now out with our other friend Chelsea Grant. They the sequel is out, is starting to hit things. So I'm hoping we can get a preview of that somehow.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm looking forward to that one.
but yeah, so Erica Fett, she's a big cryptid fan, and she does a bunch of cosplaying cryptid stuff. If you follow her on Instagram, she's also one of the other actresses in it. It's really good. I really like got some really cool sequences. Got a good build up to the usual finale. And Joe Bob in it is kind of great because he plays like this, I guess, this expert that like he's like, oh, this footage, I don't know about this footage, it's like, kind of thing. So it's really
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, I recommend everyone check it out. It's on Prime right now. You can rent it. I think it's like $2.99 to rent, so it's a good rental price. So I highly recommend that. The reason why we were actually gonna hope to do it as a full episode, so somewhere on the road. But I wanted to just mention it because I want to really get it promoted out there and help our good friends out there and let them get it out. So once again, it's the Fairfield County 4, and it's on currently on Prime. I think that's the only site that I saw it on.
Very nice. Very nice. Um, I don't know. I guess you could go through your other ones, Brian, because
Okay, and then yeah,
we
you'll
have.
do your Red
I'll do
Tim.
my. I'll save Red Tim for the end because
Yeah,
that's always fun. But yeah. So you got Scream 7 tickets. I haven't gotten
yeah,
mine yet, but I'm
yeah.
sure we're gonna be going.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it's like I have to see it obviously, but I'm not as excited as the other ones in the series because I just it's like I still hesitant like hesitantly enthusiastic about it. I guess is a way to describe it. Like I want to see it. I want to see it right away as fast as I can, so the internet doesn't spoil everything. And it's probably a good fun like opening night movie. We actually picked at our Alamo has a fan event where they're giving away I think some print or a poster or something like that. And so it's basically the Thursday night before it comes out, which it could be good or bad because I've noticed since I've been out in California, those preview nights. Other than I've seen a couple of movies on the Thursday night preview, and other than Terrifier 3, they haven't been that filled. Like it's like in New York. Oh
Mhm.
my God, if you didn't go right away, you're not getting those tickets. Out in
Yeah.
California, I don't know if it's just there's a lot of theaters around here, or it's a different vibe altogether about it, but yeah, no, I went on today. Only two other tickets were sold so far for the 6 p.m. showing. I mean, I know it is a little early, but
Yeah.
you know what? I'm like, and it's early I like it better. Honestly, it's like if it's too late these days, I get tired. So I want to like, it's perfect. 6 o'clock, it's around dinner time. We order some food and a beer at the Alamo, and we're all set. So then we're home by 8:30 usually. So it's great.
I will say I'm a my I'm with you. Like I'm not very excited for the movie itself as I have been in past installments. But I think the one thing that's making me a little excited about this one is I'll get to go take Anna to a Scream movie
All
in the
right,
theater, and
yeah.
that's going to be fun. And Joshua too. Joshua will want to go too. But just being able to bring the kids to a Scream movie at the theater for the first time, I think just sounds really fun to me. I think they're gonna just have a blast with it because they're big fans of the series. They've seen all the Scream movies, so they're definitely looking forward to it.
That's something cool because it's like
Yeah,
that was like I remember when my brothers were old enough and they re-released the Star Wars with the special editions in the theater. I took them. They had the 3 weeks in a row of Star Wars Empire
yeah,
Jedi. Like I took them to it every time. Like I bought the ticket, and that was fun because they had seen it, but like they'd seen it on VHS. To see Star Wars in the theater and get the opportunity to take my younger brothers, that was really cool. And ever since we've been going to all the new ones. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, so I totally get that. That's awesome. I'd love to hear. You know what? Actually, we should have Anna and Josh come on the podcast like after we all see
yeah.
it
We
and
could do
give their
that.
review because that'd be a total different type of review.
It would be,
Um,
yeah. I would
so that
totally, yeah. And Anna would definitely be down for that.
Yeah,
Joshua may or may not.
he's
he's
shy.
like the silent, the quiet,
Maybe
the
he can
quiet,
review it in
silent,
Fortnite.
stoic type. Yeah.
Review it in
But we'll see.
Fortnite.
But we'll definitely invite them both.
Yeah, that'll be cool. The
Yeah.
next thing I want to, what the hell is wrong with my door? No, sorry, that's a personal joke. I had to sneak in for Tim. We'll explain that one on another time, another day. But anyway, another thing I wanted to notice, I don't know, when we started this year, this was something that just popped into my head. I know KK Sam, of course, have been doing their little hints, but I kind of now do them in the form, what's coming up. So what I've started to do on Instagram is do it, but in a rebus way, like where it's like I'll either like you have to figure out the puzzle, basically the title with like clues. This one I couldn't fit all into the way I wanted to do it for this episode. So when you see it, you'll see it. So you have to scroll to get all four images to make up the title. And I had a song that might clue it, but I will say I'm starting off easy intentionally because I wanted people to get used to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let us know if you like it. They will get harder as we go along. But this one, so if you got it, hopefully you got this and you figured it out. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, this one, but I guess maybe if you're not like, it also seems way easier because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
They're
who
fun.
knows?
I think even the easy ones are fun. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's like it's a little puzzle to do.
yeah,
Uh,
something
but
bonus, little
something,
bonus.
yeah, just a little bonus.
Okay, everyone get your
So
red shirts on. Here we
get
go.
ready. I've
This
got
is
my
Red
red
Tim
shirt
time.
on. If you guys were
Yeah,
watching this on video, I got my bright red Tim. This is the Red Tim shirt. If you recall, this
it
is the
is.
actual Red Tim
Yep.
shirt. So when I was talking about Halloween ends, if you guys don't know who Red Tim is, that's the person that comes out when I really dislike a movie. Red Tim comes out.
Actually, by the way, I forgot to tell you. I thought of an idea when we get our store going, which is just Julie's got to tweak that thing still and fix it, and then we're good to go. We should make a limited edition Red Tim shirt. It's a red shirt. That's the only color comes in. It just says Red Tim on it.
Yes,
Or that
we'll do
and
that.
we're
I
gonna
will
sell
buy one.
those. Yeah,
Yes.
so you can whenever you get angry at a movie and you want to talk about it on the internet, you throw that Red Tim shirt on, and there you go.
Oh man. So okay, so we know Strangers Chapter 3 is coming out or is out. I don't know when it's coming out. It's I think it's out, or maybe it's going to be out when you hear this. I don't know. But I had never seen Part 1, which I talked about last week, and so I needed to watch Part 1 and Part 2 before 3 came out. Not that I'm going to go see it in the theater. I'm going to wait for rental, but so I told you I didn't really care for Chapter 1 because I didn't understand the point of it. Blah 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 blah. So I went into Chapter 2 expecting a big bump up in quality because I was like, it can't be any worse than Chapter 1. And I was wrong. And I'll have to say, again, I'm not saying they're as the worst things you've ever seen. They're perfectly entertaining from a very generic slasher standpoint. But I'm once again just scratching my head asking who were these movies made for? I don't
Mhm.
understand why this is a trilogy. And I'm trying to do this without any spoilers because there's a particular scene that I'm trying to think about that I alluded to in our our group chat. But it's just ridiculous. It's so Strangers Chapter 1 obviously involved a guy and a girl, and I don't even remember their names. A guy and a girl, and of course there's a final girl. That's not a spoiler. All these movies have a final girl. And Chapter 2 is basically the same final girl being chased and harassed by the strangers. From what I can tell, Chapter 3 is the same final girl continuously being chased and harassed by the strangers. But I actually started this one pretty positive because it takes a change of venue from the first film, which was very like the original. It was in a cabin and they were getting stalked in this one little location. This one actually took it out of the cabin, and I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, this kind of gives me Halloween 2 vibes. There's a hospital. There's there are other locations, and then they just start throwing all that away, and things start getting more and more ridiculous to the point of, like I told Brian in the group chat, I could not believe what I was literally seeing with my eyes on the screen. That's how ridiculous it was. So again, I don't know who these movies are made for. There's some attempt at backstory for The Strangers, which again nobody asked for.
No.
It's I don't know. It's bizarre. I'm having trouble even articulating because I just don't understand. Now, the director of this, I had to look up the director because I went into these so clueless, guys. But the director is Rennie Harlin, who is a famous Finnish filmmaker, and he's done some good movies that I like. That not like great movies, but they're fun movies like Deep Blue Sea. He did Cliffhanger, which is like one of my favorites from the early '90s. He did Die Hard 2. I mean, he does some like cheesy, fun action films, but man, these are I don't know what he's thinking with these. These are just I don't understand. So I'm not looking forward to Chapter 3. I feel like it's just going to be more of the same. They basically took a 90-minute movie and have stretched it into 6 hours, apparently. And I don't know why. And I'm not usually that downbeat and negative about movies, but
6 hours. I don't know why it just made me laugh.
it's frustrating to me. And now I'm not taking anything away from the actors or anything. Their performances are great, but it drives me absolutely crazy that I don't know why they made these movies. Like, I wish somebody would tell me. I haven't looked it up. Maybe there's a Google answer out there somewhere. I need to know why they made a trilogy out of this movie particular, of a remake of an already good movie, and added absolutely nothing to it. I don't even know how that's physically possible. Like, if you think if you're going to make a movie, an IP, and stretch it out into a trilogy, you would add something add something to it to make it a trilogy. And like, who asked for this? I don't understand.
What it
Please
sounds
help
like
me.
is it sounds like they added something that actually somehow takes away because like that's what we talked about like in the chat with that. I don't even know the scenes talking about. I just know that Tim said, they go to the backstory and it's like this whole movie, the most famous line in the movie was from the original one where they said, "Why are you doing this? Because you were home." That is scary as hell because that's like, well, they made no wrong decisions and yet are still in this place and they can't
Yeah.
do anything about it. And you don't know why. And that's fine. And that's what's kind of works as being creepy and scary. Well, now if you're giving a backstory to these people and like they're in masks, so it's like you don't need to know a backstory. Like, what the heck? Like, it just if
I
you're
don't.
gonna make
Well,
three of them, at least do like the first one, where they kind of like they're not they're not like the same character exactly kind of thing, and it's like it's kind of a different setting and different,
it doesn't
it's
make
just
any sense.
why.
It's not a story that needs to be broken into 3 parts. Like,
Yeah,
it,
I
it
know.
was literally done after 90 minutes. That's the story. If any of you guys are listening, like, please help me. Like, please write to me at civilgorepodcast@gmail.com or whatever you need to do. Facebook, message me. And please tell me why these movies exist. I don't understand. Is it to make
Yeah,
money? Because they're terrible. They're not making money. I don't think they're making
yeah.
good money. Like, they're,
Well, they are for me because I buy them on Blu-ray like an idiot.
but
'Cause
they're.
I
I
have
don't know.
to,
Like,
but like I feel
are
like
they like are these successes? Are they? I don't know that they are. I don't know. I haven't looked at the box office numbers. I can't imagine these movies are like huge successes. I don't know.
yeah.
It's just weird. I was sitting there thinking today. I was like, what? Like, it would be like if you took some other movie that's like. I was trying to think of a good example of taking another movie and just making 3 of them for no reason. Like, it's so
Well,
funny. I don't know.
I'm like not trying to think of one. I mean, I know some that like stretch them out, but like I guess it's kind of like the one that they'll take like the final one and split it into two because they want to shove so much in there.
Yeah,
But like a lot of the times that works, like I guess. But like, what was the one oh what was the series? Remember the Divergent series, which like they split it up so much that people got angry. Then that last one never even came out. I guess right or
yeah.
something.
I mean,
I
but I can
didn't.
understand that like a big epic thing, and you're wanting to like draw out the conclusion because it's so popular. But like for a movie like this, where nobody asked for a remake to begin with, and then nobody definitely didn't ask for it to be cut into a trilogy. I don't know. I feel like I'm beating down too hard on this movie because like in the end it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like a franchise that is so precious to me. Like, like of course we Red Tim originated with Halloween Ends because
Yeah.
I love the Halloween series so much and it was very precious to me. And I like the first Strangers film, the original, but I have no like particular attachment or love for it. So there's no reason for me to get angry about these. It's just I get more angry when I don't understand something than almost anything else. And that's I think this is what makes me mad about it. It's not because they're that bad. It's because I don't understand the thought process behind them. I think that's what's I think this is what's really driving the red Timness of it all.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like I have to watch it right after to see kind of get the full Tim vibe here. But
Because like I said, the
you know,
movie itself is they're not like I've seen very much worse horror movies, like way worse. It's not like there's no entertainment value to them. There's absolutely entertainment value to them. They're not boring. They're not, it's not boring. She's getting chased by a killer the whole movie. I mean, it's kind of, could call it a little redundant, but it's not like, you're not bored or checking your watch or, there's plenty of action. And so, I'm not bashing it for that. It's just, I don't understand the reasoning behind it.
yeah,
Anyway, maybe Strangers Chapter 3 will bring it all together. I'm not holding my breath for that.
oh yeah, I would definitely not
Plus, I think
be
the Rotten
expecting it.
Tomatoes score on that one's 15% right now.
Oh no, that's not good. That is not good.
And people
No.
were the people that had the good reviews were like, I liked everything but the ending. I'm like, oh Jesus. All right. So now you even botched the ending of this 3-part trilogy, this epic masterpiece that you created out of for no reason. But anyway.
Not good.
Okay. Yeah, that's my red Tim rant of the evening. It's not really
Yeah.
red Tim. It's more like a pink, maybe a chartreuse. Is that a
Yeah, I
red
was gonna
color?
say it seems like not the full red Tim because it's like a franchise you
Maybe
don't
it's like a
even really
maroon. I
care
don't
about.
know. Like a light burgundy. I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was
Burgundy
fun. You
Tim.
guys tell me. Like,
I gotta make
if you
another
get
shirt now. I gotta make two shirts here. I gotta make a burgundy shirt and a red Tim shirt for depending on the franchise now.
like tell if you like Strangers Chapter 1 and you're like really digging this, please tell me because I really want to know. I'm not gonna like bash you or anything. Like everybody's free to like whatever they like. I would love to have. I went into these absolutely prepared to like them more than the critics did. I thought people were just being too harsh on them, and nope, they were right. They were right. I should have listened. All right, well, let's get into some horror news. The first one I have up here is a little bit of news that came out for you Stephen King fans this week, and this is another one I don't completely understand, so I want to talk through it. So they're going to do a Mist remake with Mike Flanagan. Of course, Mike Flanagan, I think him and Stephen King are really good buddies now because he's just
Right?
been just tasked with doing everything King related, which is fine by me. I love Mike Flanagan, and I think he is a huge Stephen King fan and will do anything he touches justice to King fans. The only thing I'm just questioning about this one is The Mist was a pretty darn good Stephen King adaptation, as Stephen King adaptations go, and I don't understand why they chose to remake this one out of all of them because I don't know where you go with this one. The Mist remake was famous for having that ending. If you guys haven't seen
Yeah.
it, I won't give these spoilers, but the ending is quite different from King's original work. But a lot of people agree it was better because of that. So where do you go from here? Like, how do if you if you, if you remake it with King's original ending, it's not for a lot of people. It's not going to be as good as the original Mist. So
Yeah. And this is a
where do you
movie,
go from
right?
here?
This is a full movie.
Yeah,
This
this
isn't a
this is a
show,
full
right?
movie, right? So I really just don't understand why they're going with this property. There are tons of Stephen King books that have not been adapted yet. That you could, I mean, you've got those. You've got books that have never been adapted, and then you've got books that I would say, probably deserve, or books or movies that deserve to be readapted over remaking what is already a good movie. I mean, even Carrie, you could argue, is already a almost near perfect horror film. Why are you going to do that? Now, the only reason I could say, I think we talked about that on a different episode, was
Yeah.
there are ways to make that movie closer to the book, and when you're stretching it into a series, there's a lot more room to play with, and I can understand that could add a lot. But I don't know why you make a Mist remake. I'm just puzzled by it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially because we said like one which even though we love it, like Maximum Overdrive would be great to redo just because it's just it's basically thought of as a bad movie even though we love it, but
But they got,
so,
the one I would love for them to do, they've never done. One of my favorite Stephen King books of all time is The Eyes of the Dragon, which is a
oh
fantasy
yeah.
novel, dark fantasy novel. But how cool would that be? I mean, why have they never done that? Or there's I'm trying to think of some of the, like, From a Buick 8 has never been done. The Talisman has never been done, and they got a third book coming out for that.
Yeah,
Revival
that's
hasn't
right.
been done. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon hasn't been done. The Regulators hasn't been done.
And
I
that new
mean,
one, right? The latest, one of those. Remember we got the free book from it. What was it?
oh, like Holly, yeah.
Ollie,
I mean,
yeah.
they did make a there was a couple of TV series based on the Holly books, two different ones, but there's a Mr. Mercedes series, and then there was the Outsiders series. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's so much content to mine there. I'm just wondering why they went. Not that I'm not gonna watch it. Obviously, it's Mike Flanagan's involved. I'm gonna definitely looking forward to it, but it's kind of a weird choice to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go back and watch the old one and see, which has been about 20 years, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I
And Brian,
mean,
I'll let you talk about this next one because this one sounds really really cool, and it's more in your neck of the woods.
it is literally. It's called California Screaming, and of course it's play on California Dreaming, and also sorry they named that Disney coaster California Screaming. But anyway, so this one is it's called California Screaming: Horror in the Golden State, and it's a new comic book anthology curated by editor Leonie O'More, I guess, who wrote Lord. I'm not into comics that much, so Tim, you might know these things, but basic collection brings together a powerhouse lineup of creators to explore the chilling tales set in California. I'm not gonna just go reading through the list, but you can go on their Kickstarter site, just search it, and it'll give you a bunch of stuff. But I mean, the people. I'm looking at some of the people that worked on these things. And there's some big titles they worked on, like Elvira Vampirella. There's someone that did Batman and Red Sonja. Um, there's a bunch of stuff in here that and it seems like a really cool thing because I think it goes after it's kind of themed to California, themed to legends of California. So of course, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm gonna probably do the Kickstarter for this to kind of help this come out. So just Google it. I mean, we can put it in the show notes too, but if not, just Google Kickstarter and look up California Screaming, and
Yeah, that
you'll
sounds
you'll
cool.
see all the stuff. Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
this will be something right up both of our alleys because you just like all that kind of lore. And now that I'm living in California, I'd like to know about these things.
Yeah, and I've started kind of wanting to get back into I mentioned on our preview episode that I collect the EC horror comic anthologies that are coming out in paperback, and I've started trying to kind of wanting to branch out into other horror graphic novels and things just to build up my collection and kind of go down that route instead of the superhero route. So I'm kind of
Yes.
kind of heading that way anyway. All right, so our main feature this week is Nina Forever. As we said, this came out in 2015, directed by Ben Blaine and Chris Blaine, starring. I don't know how you say this guy's Sean. Is it just Sean? Cian. How do you say that?
Uh-huh.
Uh, Cian or Sean Barry. Sorry for the name. As Rob, Abigail Hardingham as Holly, Mandeep Dillon as Samira, and Catherine Bennett Fox as Kelly.
I think it's
Um,
Sean
John,
or Cyan. I don't know, maybe
I
Cyan. I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Sorry. So the synopsis here is suicidal Rob starts dating a colleague at the supermarket, but whenever they have sex, his dead girlfriend Nina pops up. So this is a billed as a horror comedy, and I'll have to say the comedy in this is very light. I would say the comedy in this is more
Yeah.
about the absurdity of the premise than it is. There's not jokes. It's not slapstick. It's not. It's really kind of a downer movie, all in
It's not
all.
even British comedy, where they have like a certain style. It's not even that.
Yeah, no, I would say any humor in this movie comes completely out of the kind of over the top premise. But other than
Yeah.
that, you're not getting a lot of comedy here that I could see. It was pretty darn
No, it's
dark.
yeah. I mean, and if and remember I was saying earlier how like I really, as the more watches, I kind of really got what they were going for, and I think the whole point is that it's like I think you're they kind of do without spoiling it because I think everyone should watch it. But it kind of does a switcheroo on who the focus really is in this movie and who is the one that is really like what the dark scenario is because it kind of flips the script a
Yeah,
little by the end. No pun intended there, but and it's like because it's really it's like it starts off I'll say this you really the main actress she's like attracted to kind of dark stuff and they kind of reference that in the opening scene a little bit, but yet then it kind of like then you kind of think that she's like turning the corner a little bit, but she kind of falls for this. Like, I mean, she kind of says it, but like, like she almost like, oh, I like this. Like, well, I forgot the exact line, but it's just something about how she, and it's also kind of not the most PG line, but she says, imagine getting so and so by that guy, with his dark past kind of thing, and so you think like, oh my god, but then as the movie goes on, it almost starts to go into this like what you think is kind of like a love story, but it's really not about that at all. It's about loss, it's about darkness, it's about struggling and how, like, baggage from previous relationships can really affect the way you operate in life. And it's kind of like, I think it like as it goes on you realize like wow, this is really kind of saying something. There's like a meaning in
yeah.
this movie.
It's a it's definitely very heavily metaphorical. I mean, because so basically, Holly meets Rob. Again, like Brian said, she's attracted to really dark. She kind of wants that really dark guy, and she kind of finds him in Rob because he seems to be kind of this dark guy, and they discover weirdly enough that whenever they were making love, his dead girlfriend appears out of the bed, bloodied up and corpse like. Now, I would
Physically,
argue,
not like
yeah,
imaginary
physically,
or
yeah.
supernaturally, like
Uh,
physically.
and I would argue she's more of a ghost, which we'll get to in our fan topic question. But
Yeah.
she's kind of like she's basically haunting Rob's relationship with Holly, and they basically can't be intimate without her like showing up. And so you get this. Obviously it's a very simple metaphor of the ghost of your past relationships coming to haunt you and haunting your current relationship and that kind of thing. But like Brian said, takes a very interesting turn about halfway to 2/3 through the movie, in which kind of the whole, like you said, the whole script flips, and it was kind of interesting. I mean, and I will tell you this. This kind of goes back to what I was talking about, where the over the top premise is kind of what drives the comedy. Because when Nina appears, she basically appears bloodied up, and like she's like bloodying up their sheets. Like if she appears, she's like blood all over the walls that they have to physically clean up. Like it doesn't just magically disappear.
Yeah.
Like she
Like there
when she
literally is a
shows up,
scene of them going to the laundromat with the dirty sheets. That's
yeah.
kind of funny.
So it's like she's very. I think it almost kind of like showed how inconvenient she was. Like it wasn't like she just appeared and it spooked them, or but then she was gone. It was like she left physical effort behind that you had to clean up after.
Yeah.
Literally, he had to clean up after his past relationship.
Yeah.
Um,
And you know what? And she doesn't she comes off and actually if you think about it, this kind of also kind of now that I'm thinking about it, kind of, and I don't want to give this away to people, but I'll try and say it delicately. But it kind of gives a foreshadowing about that twist we spoke about because she comes off kind of like really obnoxious and unlikable. This guy, like she's really being like snarky and mean and sassy and like and just like insulting like the character of Holly, it's like and she's like you're like, "Oh my God, why would this guy with her? She seems so evil kind of, but she's really not evil in a weird way." It's like because it's hard to describe this movie without giving too much away, but like let's just say she's not like this like you don't feel bad for her that she's being like sort of replaced, It's like
yeah, exactly. She's not. Holly comes off as a lot more likable character, even though she's got her issues too.
yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny. And Nina kind of reminded me. She had this Helena Bonham Carter vibe to me. Like she had this kind of like You know, when she plays like these weird dark characters like in Harry Potter and stuff. That's kind of the vibe I got from Nina. She just kind of gave me that feeling.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
that. Yeah, 'cause she had like almost like cherubic face, but with like a darkness to it. Like it's
yeah, yeah. Um, but it's this movie was, I don't know, like you said, I don't know that I was like super into it while I was watching it, but the more I thought about it, the more it like started to get its hooks into me. And I think it's one of those movies that you have to kind of let simmer for a little bit,
yeah.
because the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And I think it's just because it was so unique. And when I was reading the trivia, they said that the brothers that made this were they basically were just going to make the movie they wanted to make. They weren't like, beholden to trying to fit it into any one genre. And I think that's what
Good
makes
for
it so
them.
unique. Yeah, I think that's what makes it so unique. I think it's a movie that is not easily defined because it's not scary. So you
No.
can't. It's not like a horror movie that it's scary. It just has a supernatural element to it. It's not particularly funny. So where do you put the comedy? But I wouldn't call it a drama because there's enough. It's just so hard to define. I think those are kind of some of the best movies that I've seen are the ones that just can't be pigeonholed like that.
And
But
I was looking online for stuff, and a lot of people, there are people that like think this is the worst piece of garbage out there, and then there's some people that love it, and I'm like, I'm definitely more towards the loving it thing. And I didn't think, as I was watching it, I didn't think I was going to be in that camp. I thought it was going to be in like, oh, that's
it's
entertaining.
all
Like
right.
it's not
Yeah.
not entertaining in any way, but like the people were like bashing it because I think they went in with a preconceived notion what it's about. And like Tim said, with our fan topic foo, you'll kind of it'll kind of touch on that a little bit.
And I think maybe, this is one of those movies that's going to hit people differently depending on what kind of relationships they've been in. Because it's very much, again, like they kind of, I don't want to say they beat you over the head with the metaphor because they really, I don't feel like I feel like they know that it's an obvious metaphor for the
Yeah.
haunting of a bad relationship. So I don't think they're trying to beat you over the head with it. I think they know that you know that. It's just that that's what the film is. That's what they're describing, and they're just putting it in this kind of over the top premise way. So that kind of sounds negative to say that they're beating you over the head with it. I just think it's like glaringly obvious what this movie is about, and it's not really about a dead girlfriend. And I think some people may be going into it thinking of, oh, this is wacky. Like, what if a zombie showed up in your bedroom? What are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Not
And
not
it's
at
kind of
all.
because that, yeah, that premise kind of sounds like it lends itself to like this kind of wacky hijinks ensue, and they don't go that route. They go the exact opposite of that. It stays dark throughout, and I could see why people would go in expecting one thing and getting something totally different. But I don't know, that was the
Yeah.
charm of it for me. I liked the idea that there was no easy answers to this at all. Like when I was sitting
Right.
here watching it, I'm going, my God, like what would I do? Like there's no way. How do you get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
Um, and then when you start thinking about it in that respect, when you start applying it to real life, you go, how do you get rid of the baggage from your past relationship? How do you do that? I don't
It's
know.
hard, it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm sure we've all gone through it. Anyone that's had a previous relationship can tell you it's, you take a lot of things, it's always, there's also a positive to it because you learn from it, but sometimes it's really hard to get past some of the stuff, especially people that have been in really bad abusive relationships. Like your trust is gone, your belief in romance is gone. There's a lot of things that you learn. Like, so I think the important thing is if you learn from it, and let me tell you, this is not that movie where it kind of teaches you how to do
No.
that, but it, like in real life, like you were saying, it definitely, you can, there's some positives that you could take. This movie is not about that. They are not trying to show you that. This is not a self-help film.
No, no. This is saying this is reality and just slaps you in the face. And what are you gonna do about it? We don't know either.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did think one thing I really liked about the movie. There's a large plot centering around Rob's relationship with Nina's parents.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
He was very close to her parents. And what do you do when your girlfriend dies? You've got this relationship with her parents that you don't want to let go of, and that they don't want to let go of, but you no longer have that anchoring figure in your life to keep you connected. There's no reason for him really to still be going over there and having a relationship with these people. You know, it wasn't like he was married to her and they were his in-laws or something, you know. So it brought up some interesting questions about how when you end a relationship, it doesn't have to be via death, as in this case, even if you just had broken up with somebody, how do you juggle the relationships of all the people that were around them? And you know, people you hear about this all the time. Like, you know, you have mutual friends. Like, what
Yeah.
happens when you break up? Like, where do those friendships go? Like, it's you're not just losing that person; you're losing their entire orbit, and that's really difficult. And I don't think this movie provides answers,
No, like I
unfortunately.
said, it doesn't. It gives you like I mean, if you want to say it gives it not for a pun, but that's the horrors of this movie. You know, it's like they kind of like give you like, hey, you know what? This sucks. This is gonna suck. For you know, it's like not everyone comes out of this all happy and wee. You know, at the end, it's not
Yeah,
like that.
no,
So
and I think you guys, you know, the I wouldn't call it a twist, but the shift it takes in this movie,
yeah,
which we haven't revealed, is what really I think you guys are going to find the most interesting. And that's
definitely.
the piece I don't want to give away, but I think that's the
Yeah.
piece that you will find really the most interesting, and what I think makes this movie so unique. If it had not been for that, I don't know that I would have liked the movie as much as I did.
Yeah, I
But the
agree
fact
because
that
that
they
made
went
it.
there, yeah,
Yeah, that made it something that most movies don't go to. So that was good. I like that it did that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, go check out Nina Forever. It's on Shutter. Uh, Interesting. I wouldn't. You know, we did this for our Valentine's Day episode, not knowing,
Yeah,
not
kind of a
having ever
weird.
seen the
Yeah,
movie. I'm not sure this is a good date night movie, by any
probably
stretch of the
not.
imagination. So maybe don't watch this one for Valentine's Day. Go watch something a little bit more upbeat. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as romantic quote unquote horror movies, it's definitely one to put on your list at some point when you're maybe alone and not with your significant other.
Yeah, definitely not. But
So, Brian, what'd you have for our beer pairing this week?
so actually, I had a good one. It's a one that I think I've actually had. If I remember correctly, it's called Forever Ever, and it's from Other Half out of Brooklyn, New York, and that is one of my favorite breweries, by the way. Other Half. It's funny because based off the you know the way this movie is and the what happened, it says it's a crushable beer, as like my brother and like to call it. So, which is very easy to drink, basically. And for an IPA, that's hard. But this one is a
Yeah,
massively double dry hopped, low ABV crusher with notes of peach tea, citrus, passion fruit, and mango.
yeah. I'm a sucker for these fruity beers. I just
Yeah.
am. So yeah, I would be all over that.
Oh, this one is good. I love passion fruit in a beer because it adds a nice little
Yeah,
touch.
yeah.
So,
That's always good. So our fan topic food question this week, of course, we try to always relate it back to the movie in some way. This one is actually
nice.
more closely related to the movie than many of our previous ones. So IMDb classifies this in many ways, including as a zombie horror, comedy, and a romance. If you had to, how would you sell this film to someone? First of all, I have to say I don't believe this is a zombie movie.
No.
I know Nina comes across in a physical form, but she's clearly a ghost. I mean, she appears out of thin air and then goes away out of thin air. Like, she's not a, to me, a zombie has to be a physical presence that can be killed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a zombie at all. This is a
If anything,
ghost
I'd say she's more
story.
poltergeist than
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
than a
This is a
zombie.
ghost movie, so I don't know why zombie horror doesn't even make any sense. So, yeah, I would say it's more of a ghost movie. But yeah, this one is, like we said, this one's very hard to classify. Um, I understand where the comedy comes from in terms of the premise, because yeah, the idea of, oh, your dead ex girlfriend's really your past relationship is actually haunting you instead of that being metaphorically haunting you. So I can understand that's where the comedy piece comes in. Um, Gosh, I almost want to call this almost a dark romantic comedy, but again, it's not that puts too much
Yeah.
emphasis on the comedy. It's
Yeah.
a
I mean, it's not even dark comedy. I mean, yes, like you said, the premise is comedy, but that's, it's comical, not
But is it
comedy.
even romance? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like
Yeah.
I even hesitate to call it a romance because this relationship is not what I would describe as particularly romantic.
Yeah, it's like it's basically destined to fail from the beginning. So how do it's not really romantic in any way. It's like,
I would almost classify this. I can't remember what the name of the movie was. I'm about to look it up real quick. It had Adam Driver in it. You know which one I'm talking
oh,
about? Where
yeah,
they
I know the
like
one you're talking about. I can't
they
think
were a
of it though.
couple and they were Marriage Story.
Yes, Mary,
20,
yeah,
2019 Marriage Story. Had Scarlett Johansson, had Adam Driver. This was a like a divorce movie, and I'm not saying that the characters in this movie are divorced or anything because they're not even married, but
yeah,
they're going through issues. And again, I'm not relating in Marriage Story. It's like argument after argument. It's like they're Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson are like at each other's throats throughout, and it's very upsetting movie. Like I watched it and I was like, I mean, I liked it, but it was very, it was upsetting. But that whole vibe of like, here's a relationship and here are all the good things about relationships and all the bad things about relationships and all their ugly truth. That whatever you call that genre, that's what I feel this is.
yeah,
Even though it's got some supernatural elements, I feel like this is like I guess I mean in normal terms, I think you would call this a drama. Most
yeah.
movies
Definitely
kind
more
of fall
drama.
into. Yeah, I think those would call. So to me, I would almost call this like a dark drama more than I would a horror comedy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
I
good
don't
that
know.
it doesn't have its like you can't shoehorn this into a specific genre. I mean, I think for me, I would tell people, I say, look, you want a very unusual horror movie that deals with some actual real horrors that and that and doesn't sugarcoat it in any way. I would say that, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, I'll say it's like a not a really not believable premise to some degrees the way it's represented in the film, but the message behind it is extremely real and dramatic. So yeah, it's hard. It's like I mean, I would definitely tell people to watch it because it's good. I would say if you want a horror movie that's kind of really unique in a lot of ways, try this one.
Yeah, I would say you don't go into it feeling like it's going to be this. And maybe that's a marketing thing that people go into it thinking of it as a horror comedy because we certainly did. Uh,
Yeah, I
you
thought it was.
don't go into it expecting like the slapstick hijinks of a corpse showing up in your bed type movie. This is
The
not that. This is a
slapstick.
very serious look
Yeah.
at a relationship. It just happens to be symbolized through the use of this ghost. But other than that, it's actually kind of a very serious, dramatic look at the ups and downs of relationships.
Yeah.
So
And the cast is great. I have to say that. We
they are
should say
so
that.
good.
We
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
mention that in their description how good they were, but they're all awesome. Like they are
All very
great.
good. Yeah, the performances in this are fantastic. Like everything about it's fantastic. It's directed
Yeah.
well. Like everything about it's great. Like it doesn't feel like some really micro budget indie thing or anything. It's very very well done.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad we came
But
across it actually again, because I had remember when it was coming out, I had wanted to see it and
yeah,
just kind of forgot about it. So it's kind of good it came around. Good for Shutter once again.
yeah. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and
Yes.
we will see you back here next week. Not sure exactly what we got coming up, but we're working on some things, and
Yes.
hope to talk to you soon.
See ya.